All right. This is more about revenue generation than it is about taxes. Now, you will need some assets to begin with, obviously. We're going to be trying to purchase some homes. Now, full disclosure, we're going to be using some very specific cities that I have used. So, I have no idea how long any of this is still going to be available, but this is right at the beginning or almost mid-June 2021. So, let's get started. Most times when you try to get a mortgage or anything, they're going to ask for about 20% down. And in many markets, you're talking 20, 30, 40, $60,000. Not too many people have that in cash available to them. Now, do they? So, what if you didn't have to? What say you went to Zillow, for example, and typed in a place like Joplin, Missouri, where you can find homes for under $70,000. Not a whole hell of a lot, but they are there. Or Jacksonville, Florida. Now, why would I say Jacksonville? Well, we're bringing home a lot of troops from overseas right now, and truth be told, a lot of them are going to be coming through Jacksonville. So, one idea is to find some place, and remember, if you're able to go and purchase it as like a corporate loan or business loan, specifically for the purpose of renting it out as a commercial property, you can actually acquire these homes for as little as 3% down. Typically 5% though, but you are going to have some holdings in your corporate account, unfortunately. So that might develop later, but I digress. Let's go back to Joplin now. Let's say the typical rent for a 3-2 is right around $1,100. One property that's available right now is right around $64,000. 20%, that's $13,000. Then with your title, with your deed and all that, inspections, let's see, you're probably going to be running close to $17,000 to $20,000. It's a lot of money, even if you're trying to go cheap. So then, let's say you have bad credit, like just about everybody. This is why I keep bringing up the whole idea of starting a company or LLC. For me, it's a C Corp. That way I can hide as much as I can from the tax man, because I can work for myself. And even though my wages are absolute, utter crap, the benefit package is second to none. And all that still counts as a business expense. So, anyways, you can build your business credit high enough to acquire the financing for this in as little as 3 months. Technically 2, but I really wouldn't. All right, so how you do this one, or how I did, is I went and borrowed against my 401k. Not a lot of money, that, to be honest. When I pulled it out, it was only about $3,000. From there, I went and I established my EIN. That's Employer Identification Number. You can get it for free from the IRS website, but they will be asking you what type of corporation or business you are wanting to establish. Some people go for S Corps for specific tax protections. There's a few categories. Me, I prefer C Corp. That allows me to do a lot of things. But it also means most of the benefits don't kick in until I have at least $40,000 in revenue. Something to think about. Now, where was I? Yeah, establishing credit. So once you get this, you go and set up a corporate account using the EIN to establish the bank account. Not, from here on out, nothing involves your social security number. This is how I did it. When you have well in excess of $100,000 in child support debt, you aren't ever getting a damn loan, so you got to get inventive. Now, so how this works, you go and you establish that, then you pull out, you have $3,000 in this account. You request a $500 secured credit card. Yes, it's your money, and you will be paying money to use your own money. It blows monkey nuts, but this is the system we are stuck with for the moment. Now, you take that $500 and you go and you set up 3 accounts. One with Uline, one with Staples, and one with Home Depot. Now remember, with each one of these, yeah, kids' bikes, pile. With each one of these, they go and report to 3 separate reporting agencies. Now this is important because you need a minimum of 15 reporting instances in order to qualify for unsecured revolving credit. All right. You mean a minimum of 15. Most don't accept that. You're going to want like 20 to 30 minimum. Anyways, so how business credit is different from personal credit. Personal credit has to do with your income, your debt, how much you have in the bank, and all this other crap, really just to kind of screw you over. So with business credit, it's a little different. It's, do you pay your bills on time? So if you pay your bill on time, that's a score of 80 for that payment. If you pay it early, it's a score of 100. Pay it late, you get down to 50, and so on and so forth. You get the idea, right? So you want to have and to get the best credit, you want to have above a 93. Good news is, it doesn't take forever to establish that. So you have Uline, Staples, Home Depot, all 3 using your secured credit card, which also reports through the banks. So that gives you 10 reporting instances every month. So you can see how that can build really, really fast. Then you make sure you pay it all off every fucking month. Oh, with Uline and all that, you have to spend over it's either $100 or $150 in order for them to actually go and report it to the credit agencies. If you don't spend that much, you're just wasting your damn time. Next. There's another way to help build your credit as well, but it's a little backdoorish. So what you can do is you can have like a petty cash account for your company where you can have set aside for investments. Now these investments you can, let's say, lend it to other people through a lending club, Lenden Club if you want to do it internationally, which to be honest, Indian women globally have the highest rate of repayment of loans anywhere. Just something to think about. That would be Lenden Club, Lenden. So, just something to think about. Anyways, where was I? Yes. So, as a company, you could loan yourself money when no bank in the world would want to go and loan you money. You can loan it to yourself, pay it back to yourself through one of these apps. This is called peer-to-peer lending, or P2P lending, or B2P lending, or P2B lending. The B is for business. That actually allows you to lend money to yourself to help you build your own credit through these agencies. I've been using that now for about the last year. Let's see. Something else to do with credit I wanted to go and put on this one. Oh, that's it. Once you establish 6 months, okay, one of the things you can do is you can also, well, you don't even have to be 6 months, but you want to have a fair amount of holdings in an account for at least 2 months. Now, from there, you can then go and file for an SB 7A loan from the Small Business Association. The requirements on credit are far lower, and with all the money and grants being dumped onto the banks, why not just grab your share? Word of advice on this one, though. If you are looking for a place to live, and let's say a lot of us are in that spot, I was. One of the things you can most definitely do is look for a building that has a storefront on the first floor and an apartment on top. And one of the things you can do with an SB 7A loan is use that to purchase the whole property. So they will buy you your home and your storefront if you can find that type of setup. Like, for example, you can find that pretty readily available in places like Wyandotte, Michigan. At this point, it's not even hints. Okay, I think that should conclude this. So we're almost at 12 minutes. So I bid you adieu, and go forth, seek, and retain knowledge.